So I hadn't done a review, and I really did enjoy. I was Ironcatcher. If you want to come in here, please, this would be your chance because I think it's only fitting. This film has bombed, and it is a blast. I had a lot of fun watching this show. I'm sorry, guys. If it was not your thing, that's fine. I get it. It's totally a guilty pleasure kind of project. Um, it's made like $24 million worldwide. It's barely made in money. It's complete financial disaster in that regard. I have no idea what its budget is. I could probably look it up real quick, but I had a good time with this movie. I thought it was fun. Um, Renfield, I thought is just. I don't understand where it needs to come into play. I would love to do a set of like parody comic books with someone. So if you guys want a co-writer or a co-creator on a comic book like a parody, the NCU, the Nic Cage universe, needs to happen, where every character is a derivative of Nic Cage, and you just play them all up as though they're real and they all exist in the same universe. And they tie this to Dracula so well, where it's like the flashback to the black and white, and then how he becomes Renfield and how he has powers, how Dracula has powers, facing off against like a Van Helsing, and then moving into our time, and then just being over the top with its blood and gore and craziness and the essence of it all, of trying to find Renfield, trying to find a way to escape the abusive nature of Dracula, which on itself is a very great and silly, fun premise. So yeah, yeah, Steps kind of get it. It was dumb. I get it. I know. But Cage is crazy. You're right. It's so much fun. I had a great time with it. I had a great time with it. And it would deserve a sequel. I maybe. Um but yeah, I did not find any audience. It did not find um any legs. But I had a great time with it. Robert Kirkman helped produce it. Huh, interesting. So I thought we would just sit here and just point out some moments. Why is this stuff popping up like this? Because I really enjoyed all of these elements. All right, so the trailer's all out of order, so we'll have to play around with a little bit more information before we get to that. So the one thing I will say also is, because I am really going to um, bag on the actress, right? Because I thought that Aquafina is awful, but I think it's more about her being cast as a police officer because she's playing it up as though she's like a traffic cop. And there's like this deceased dad thing. But if she's a traffic cop and she can shoot this good and she's this clever, she wouldn't be a traffic cop. And she's never believable as a traffic cop. Like not even accidentally for a moment is she believable as a traffic cop or a force to be. And all, her the sense of them trying to give her some sort of presence is to just have her cuss and drop f bombs. You know, f you and f this, f that. It's like that doesn't work either. That's not helping the cause. That's not. It's just it was terrible. She is. She's not the worst thing in this movie. She's the worst three things in this movie. She's the worst thing, the second worst thing, and the third worst thing in my opinion. Like it's so much bogging down how bad it is. Yeah, Decepticon says yeah. It's yeah, she's terrible. It's her posture. It's more than her posture. Like even the vest, they try to put her in like the vest, and the vest looks like I you don't even look like you're gonna pass in a Halloween costume. It's like if you put that on, like I'm gonna wear that to the Halloween costume and be like, let's find something else. Let's find something else. It looked that bad. It looked that bad. This would have killed it on streaming had it been released during the pandemic. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Nic Cage is um definitely something. So let's see. Of course I see your comment there. That was about Ghostbusters. Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible. Um, so yeah, this shot is at the end of the movie, him making his big reveal. And in reality is it's not as much about him as it is Renfield, right? So it's more about Renfield. And I will be honest, I didn't hate. So when you pitch the movie or you explain the movie, uh, this whole self-help, try to escape, um, abusive relationships and dynamics and stuff. It sounds awful. It sounds like an unbearable premise or something that you would not enjoy watching. I didn't have that experience. I thought it was fine, and I will say that they also have some fun jokes that actually land. Again, it wouldn't sound like they would land, so they would come bursting in the room while some girl is telling her sad sob story during the self-help time, and they would be like, "Well, F me, I guess I don't matter," and I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty good." So, yeah, that's Nicholas Hoult, right? Yes. Yes, Nicholas Hoult. He's great, but he's a very, very talented actor. He's very, very underrated. He has been rumored to be attached to all sorts of things pretty much all the time. Very, very good. Yeah, and I thought he did a great job of actually playing like this action hero sequence really, really well. But the trailer and the footage are always playing up the Nic Cage stuff, and there's just not a lot of it. These are these sequences, different times, jumping back and forth, and him trying to cover up dead bodies and things like that. I just thought all this was great. I really did. Um, Him being like a fish out of water and playing all this up, I thought did well. Again, her doing this stuff is just so not believable. Yeah, him eating bugs and being like a superhero was kind of fun. I did not hate this movie at all. I thought it was okay. Is it dumb and crazy and what? Yeah, it is all of those things and then some. She was just unbearable to get through. But am I wrong about the Nick Cage universe thing? Because I think that needs to be a thing. I don't even understand why there's not an NCU. There just should be. So a full Monty TV series? No, did not see that. Oh God. Nicholas Holt's character is a wuss. Well, his character is almost like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing, right? Because it's almost like he's the wuss and he's the beta and he's been beat down, doesn't know how to deal with it. And then he eats a bug and he's super powered. So he knows how to handle a situation and he knows he's trapped. So, like I said, it sounds worse than it was because I thought it actually was okay. And let's see, I found about this yesterday. Yeah. And at the end, he does grow right. So they have character. He has character arcs. So again, I know it's hard to believe, right? A movie like Renfield can actually have character arcs where we can watch other shows and there's no character arcs. I know it's really, really crazy. So that'd be also NCU. Yeah, I know. I need to find someone who wants to do like a co-creation, and we could just do the NCU and just do this like parody of a universe where all of the Nick Cage characters exist in this universe, and then you have like I think you should have like a normal set of people, like a husband and a wife who live in this universe where all the Nick Cage characters exist, and they're your eyes as the reader having to navigate through what world looks like with all the Nick Cage characters having to interact with one another, which include which include Dracula. I'm totally down with that. I think it's great. Why not? Why not? Mighty Mouse more than Hyde. Oh, hmm, hmm. But his Mighty Mouse's alter ego mousy enough. I know it sounds like that sounds silly, but yeah. His character Snake Eyes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Full Minded Teaser has all the OG cast though. Oh, all right, ZBR. Well, we'll take a look at it. We'll see. I don't know. It's been so long. I'm not sure I'm interested. So, but this was the worst part of the film. I think if they just cast a different, again, if you needed the points and all that, all you needed to do was just pick another Asian lady because they play up a lot of this like he's in it and he's whatever, and it just wasn't. I really enjoyed the dynamic of him. Like they're connected, but not quite sure exactly how it all works. And this is like the Redbound trailer, so we're going to get some of the craziness in this scene. Oh my gosh, this scene where they're just pulling arms off someone and beating them with their bloody stumps and stuff, and that was great. I had a great time. Yeah, it's about if it's not yeah, look at the blood flowing everywhere. It's just so ridiculous. Yeah, he's just sort of like nonchalant about it, and she's sort of like, "This is crazy," and I'm like, "Yep." Yeah, she doesn't quite work for me like at all in this movie. So, But I could say that I will watch that again. When it lands streaming for free, I'm down with that. Vampire's Kiss is hilarious. Yes. Yeah, there's tons of stuff to navigate to. So like I said, I need to find a co-creator. Let's do I think that comic book is probably one of the easiest things to integrate like the visuals in with the right kind of parody, and I say parody meaning I'm not trying to I don't need it to look exactly like Nic Cage. I just want to have this essence that's there. And I got to be honest, we could probably pitch him to do it, man. He'd be all about it. Because he has to be pretty self-aware that Nic Cage is Nic Cage. Like he has to kind of be aware of that by now, right? Like Nic Cage surely is not delusional to think. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think he's that kind of delusional? I don't know. I don't think he's that kind of delusional. So
Yeah. Right?